Hello everyone, let me start the music. And welcome to a new episode of the Manu's podcast. This is the first video of my 7 days video challenge. A challenge that I made up by myself and I'm trying to go through it. And what is this podcast about? It's something that I'm doing, and it's basically just me sort of talking about some topics and go through them and hopefully spark some new perspectives in people that listen to me. I don't think I'm right, but I think I have some nice different point of views that can be sort of brought even more further, or it can be brought further from other people's perspectives. So that's why I shared them. And this is the old format. I decided to go for the just voice, some music in the background, and a random picture so that you can listen to it and doing whatever you want. I hope that you like the music. It's from a friend of mine, Lilla. Shout out to you. And I put the links to her accounts, Instagram, YouTube channel on the description of the video. So why do I put her music? It's because I totally have her consent in using it. And she's happy, I'm happy, because it's actually very nice and lovely music, and so that's great. So every time I do these videos I sort of come up with a new topic to talk about, and I sort of was like, what do I want to talk about? It really goes by my inspiration of the day. Some days I want to talk about some things, some other days I want to talk about others. And today is gonna be a continuation of yesterday's video, which was about 2021 review. So what I want to go through is through some things that I said last year and see if I got it right or wrong. Now, you would think initially, okay, this is weird because you just want to prove that you have been right or wrong. So in fact I'm gonna go through it, but more from a critical point of view, which is why I thought about those things and how did they turn out to be, and why did they turn out to be wrong or right. So the thing of trying to say, oh, I was wrong, I was right about this or wrong about this, would be pretty much egoistical. I probably have to agree on that, but trying to say why did I thought about those things and try to understand why they went wrong or right, it's something a little bit deeper. So it's really not about me. It's actually why I'm doing this video is because I'm sort of got inspired those of 2021 review, and I really want to go a little bit deeper on just saying, okay, I was right or wrong. So referring to all the videos that I done in 2021, what were the main things? And I'm going through it. So the first one was about Tesla. Then other videos which didn't really do that well. There was something about Dan Bilzerian, which there is not much to say except that I was just saying what happened to him, and I don't think there are big news coming out. COVID things, but it was about how to travel with COVID. Something about YouTube, which I'm still pretty negative about what they did about removing the dislikes. And then there was something, particularly in the end, about the crypto and Nirvana. So the things that I'm gonna go through is probably just about Tesla, And there is also something about Mark and Facebook, and cryptos and Nirvana. Yeah, so these are two things that went sort of well, and two things that didn't. No, wait, two things that went, that I got them, and two things that I didn't get them at all in the span of, let's say, 1 year. So let's start with Tesla. So I was pretty bearish, that should be the thing, or basically I was very pessimistic about Tesla, and I was saying, man, this company is just losing money, and it's been losing money for a long time, and Elon Musk is just selling dreams. People wake up, and well, truth is, the company went nuts, stocks went up. Tesla is the car company which is the most it's bigger than very old and traditional car company in terms of market cap, of market value, which is nuts. So there are car companies that are basically selling cars, way more cars, order of magnitudes, meaning 10 or 100 times more cars than Tesla per year, and they're valued less than Tesla itself. They're also making less money. It's all about, so in my opinion, my view, it was just that is just selling the dreams of electric cars, which is making it. So I gave it to him. Great, Elon, you convince everyone to go in electric, but the thing is that you're still not making that much money, but it's working out. So great for Tesla, great for Elon Musk. Stupid me in just probably looking at the just the value that was bringing on the spot, and it has been bringing for the past years. I didn't consider too much about the potential that the same company was bringing and the brand that it basically became, because I said, other cars makers are gonna start making electric vehicle anyway, but people still buy the dreams of Elon. But the problem with Elon is that he always over promises, and people buy them every time. Then eventually you will be able to make something out of it, but I don't specifically agree with all of what he's doing, but it's working out. So I was wrong about it. I was wrong about the base, in looking too much about the basics, I would say, and not considering the branding that much. So point for Tesla, -1 manual. Then we go with Mark and Facebook, that I was so weirded out about him trying to get into the metaverse, creating the metaverse. How did it turn out to be? It's still pretty early to talk, but it's working great. I'm hearing that the meta everywhere, people are getting crazy about it. I'm confused because I didn't believe that so many people wanted to go through this new universe, because it's kind of, there were different reasons. I don't agree, because this is basically escaping this reality to another one, and we are just putting Mark Zuckerberg in doing so, which is the person that you wouldn't trust. We shouldn't trust this guy, and yet he's doing it step by step. Hearing a lot of meta jobs. Apple engineers are leaving Apple to go to develop in the metaverse, which for me is what is happening here? Why? So this is a point for Mark, obviously, and also I'm hearing about a lot of projects related to the metaverse, which is like, okay, I'm hearing signals coming from different worlds, so they are definitely doing the marketing right somehow, but I still see, I don't know, I'm still pessimistic, but I must admit that they're doing a lot of things right at this point. So point for Mark and Facebook, even though I don't like to give it to them. -1 to me. So in this case, what did I do wrong? And I think, I mean, I guess you could say that even though you don't like Mark Zuckerberg, he's a clever guy. He knows what he's doing, even though it's a sort of, some people understand that he's doing a bad move. Most of the people won't care that is a bad move. He still will care about the results he's bringing. So he's still good in delivering some stuff that people want for some reason. People want to leave this universe to go in another universe where everything is fine. Man, people are buying virtual land in the metaverse for hundreds of thousands of dollars or euros, just because they're gonna be the neighbor of Snoopy Dogg in the metaverse. What the fuck is happening? And when the servers are down, you're not gonna be the neighbor of Snoopy Dogg anymore. Anyway, let's move on. So about YouTube removing the dislikes, I'm being negative. I still am. It's very early to say what are gonna be the consequences. I actually added a new extension for Chrome where you can add the dislikes again. There is some, I'm not exactly sure how it does it, but it can sort of understand, or I guess they save it locally. When someone presses the likes, the dislike, and there is the extension, is probably saving it on the dislike server of the extension, and then it's gonna show it to everyone. I guess that's what is happening in there. Then about cryptos and Nirvana. So about cryptos, this I got it right. So I was trying to understand what could happen or could go wrong in the next year about cryptos, because I sort of have fun with them. And I was saying, okay, there are three main negative signals that I knew at the time that could happen. One was Evergrande, the one was Tether, and the other was the Binance leverage. And Evergrande defaulted, not officially or semi-officially, already in December, just after I made the video, and everything came out, crashed down. So I was wrong in saying the timing. I would say in 2022. The crash happened already 1 or 2 weeks after the video, because the amount of money Evergrande was supposed to give back to the investors were like 30 millions, which was not that much, but they decided to default in that one instead of the next one, which was like 200 millions or 300 millions. Like, what? Come on. And yeah, that was sort of disappointing, but I got right the signal. I got wrong when it could happen, and I probably didn't understand how were the what really went, what was the intention of this big company. It was very weird. Actually, it was impossible to understand. I probably should have said, things can happen at any time, because of not the much information that we have on it. Instead, I decided to be conservative in the time and say, things can happen in more years. But these guys didn't care. And then about Nirvana, so there was the video about Nirvana being sued by the grown-up person that was the baby on the cover album, and I just heard this week that the judge basically dismissed the whole thing, and meaning that he doesn't believe that there should be any hearing or court, or there is nothing to be done there, for the simple reason. I mean, I went through the video. It doesn't look like to be child abuse or pedophilia. I can see, I was still open in seeing, yeah, you can, some people, I understand they can be weirded out. It's just a little bit weird that the same person on the cover is saying, guys, you are all wrong, this is fully pedophilia, and not anyone, because all these things would be immediately understood by the community and the people. As soon as they see the material, they understand this is what it is. But there was nothing. Actually, the parents were paid, I guess, for the picture that was taken. And this person basically is also saying, you know, this is me. This is me. People can see me naked. Truth is, it's a baby. Like, no one can recognize you. The moment you say that you're a person in the cover of the baby, then they associate you with you being naked in there. So you could basically just not say, because in the end it's not just a one thing. It's more of you know, it's a person. It's not just the baby in the cover on the Nirvana. He's diminishing himself in some point. But anyway, so that's, I got it. I mean, I was not saying that the judge would dismiss it. I was saying that I don't believe what he was saying, and it was kind of weird that he was just running for that back yet. If you look at the picture, you understand what I'm saying. And yeah, the thing that it was dismissed, it means that the judge somehow agrees on some of the things that it doesn't agree with me. It means that me and the judge, we think more or like alike. Probably. So that's what happened in 2021. These are the videos. I went through some of the videos that I went, and I sort of went through each of them, the main topics that I sort of discussed, and try to understand what I got wrong, what I got right, and more importantly, why, and what should I do next. Now, you're not caring why would I want to listen to you to go through this. The thing is, what's the reasoning behind it, and can you sort of, or are you sort of applying same ways or same reasonings when you go through some arguments or subtopics? Are you being that critical, or not critical? You're criticizing yourself in a little bit in the helpful way to be able to understand what you're doing wrong and right. So that's how I do it. I sort of pay attention of the topics, what I'm talking about. I sort of put my thought in a very nice well, yeah, it's a sort of containment container, and sort of discover it, and I keep track of it somehow, and then I sort of understand why I came up with that thought. What did I do wrong? Did I do well? What is the result of it? Because in the end, it doesn't really matter if I think Mark is doing everything wrong. If he's gonna be successful, I should be trying to get the most out of it anyway. That's life, that's what it is. People move on. I remember, you know, the Tamagotchi, for example. I was a teenager, no, I was a kid, and I wanted a Tamagotchi, but my parents didn't want me to have a Tamagotchi. You could see me being my parents right now, being like, oh, Mark is doing everything wrong, we shouldn't give it to him anything. But, you know, if people like it, that's what it is. I think it's gonna be negative, but in the end it might not be. Yeah. So, points and points. And I try to be as even as possible, not being like, oh yeah, I got it right, you see. As like, even the things that were sort of right were not so right. I got part of it. And even the things that I'm wrong, I still have some doors where I can see, you know, if giving me a little bit more time, maybe I would get it right or wrong. But right now, if I have to go through and put myself on the tables and on those topics, I'll be like, yeah, that's what happened. I'm still not getting it right. So timings is not on my favor in this case. Anyway, this is what I wanted to go through it. I hope that you enjoy it, and if you did, I don't know, I hope that you did. Not saying to yeah, please, if you want to subscribe, put a like, It does help me a lot, but don't mind it too much. I hope that you have a great day, and yeah, day 1 of my challenge completed. See you next time. Bye.